vision but his sensibility to that world is, you know, to like deal with that world of the drug wars, because I've done many movies that, you know, take place in that world. And so I kind of know a little bit of what's going on. I've made friends with the DEA. I've met many guys that have been on the other side too. And so he was very very much in tune to know the director was, and he knew already many things. So that was good.
I did a screening with you where we had members of the DEA, and afterwards they were talking about how authentic they thought this film was, you know, and they would be the ones to know, I assume. Now, I know when you get a script, you know, you have a certain process of looking at it, but the script wasn't exactly what you wound up filming, right, with this character. They had more dialogue for your character in the original script. And
yeah, well, they've said this about the dialogue that, you know, they kind of like put that weight on me that I cut the dialogue here and there. But I'll give you an example how it goes. Halfway through the film, there was a scene, I think it was the scene that we're going into Juarez to get the guy from jail and get him back across the border. And in that scene, Alejandro had this monologue where he explained to Emily his backstory, what happened to him, and what happened to his family, and basically his motivation. And when I was working on it, and I talked to Denis about it, the director, I just, my life experience, and I've met people who've had tragic moments like that marks them forever. And my experience is that they don't open up to you in the first 24 hours and tell you their story, but the information, the monologue was important for the film. So I explained to Denis my concern of having my character explain his past like that, and he understood. So he then gave those lines to Josh, a smaller version of it, and Josh did a terrific job saying lines that were supposed to be my lines. So, but he did it. You know, it does work that way. In my opinion, it does work because it's more, in my opinion, realistic. That my character would not, you know, this is who I am. You know.
I love the silences of your character, which is the essence of screen acting for me. You know, you say so much without saying a whole lot. And you seem to be drawn to a lot of scripts like that, or characters like that, in your career.
Well, I don't like to talk too much. I'm actually doing this to support the film. You know, it depends. You know, I don't know.
Well, it's great acting. It's great acting, is what I would tell you. And you know, Denis Villeneuve, the director you're talking about here, who did Prisoners, by the way, also, he's a great director, and On Sundays. He has called you his muse. He said the greatest, thrill he's gotten as a filmmaker was directing you in this film. He said, that really excited him when collaborating with you on the script, the collaboration between director and actor here.
Well, I had a great time with him too. I mean, we talked about the script. I don't know what the process was. I tell you, when I do a film, I like to be able to meet with the director on the weekends, and kind of talk about what we've done a little bit and what's up ahead. But besides that, I just think that did a terrific job. I think Denis is, we probably said that about all the other actors in the film, because what I noticed about him, I think this is a quality of what I consider good directors, or the best that I've worked with, and I've worked with some really good directors, and it's that they have this thing that they can get really talented people around them, and they take that talent to give them 110%, and then they manage to get that work, take it home, and they go home and they do the best with that. And I think that Denis really did a terrific job with this, not just with what I did, but I think with what all the actors did. With what, not only the actors, the makeup department, the hair, the wardrobe department, everybody, he just has that thing where he's like, there's something about it, he's just pulling the strings, and you don't see how he's pulling the strings, but he just has this thing where, he's a motivator, he just gets people to give him, or the film, give the film 110%. And I think that's really what puts him there, and I think I'm very proud of the film, and I think that's what makes this film.
You also got to work, in this case, also with the cinematographer, Roger Deakins, who's been nominated 12 times for Academy Awards, one of the great cinematographers in movie history, I think.
Well, he doesn't like to talk.
So talk more on here.
Actually, first of all, I usually say there's 3 things to do a movie for me. It's the script, the actors, and the director, not particularly in that order. But in this film, there was Roger Deakins, so it's 4 things. When I saw Fargo, when it came out, it was like I discovered, well, that's a pretty cool photography. But I didn't talk to him while we were doing the film. I don't recall. It's not my job, really. I gotta avoid the camera. I don't want to look at the camera. But we didn't really talk. I got to get to know him a little bit on this tour. It's great, but we just said hello, and I don't even think we said goodbye. I never really talked to him, and I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. And I couldn't go up to him and go like, I really like your work, and I'm really proud of you. I couldn't do it. But it's like we're all in this thing, and when you do a film, it's like sports in a way. The clock is ticking, and so everybody's like, like all this energy. It's just you putting this energy into this thing, and you gotta hold up your end of the bargain, and you gotta concentrate. So, and he works. He goes in. My experience of seeing Roger Deakins work, besides all the magic that he does, behind the camera, was very quiet. He's in the corner, and he's kind of like, you don't see him talk, and then before you know it, they've wrapped, and you look, and he's really far away. He's the first one to leave the set. I kind of like to work like that too. I kind of like, you gotta get ready for the next day, and it's because the clock is ticking, but it was, when I saw the film the first time, it was like really amazing. I think that there's a sequence here where I'm taking Silvio in the car, played by Max Hernandez, and I got the gun. Well, all that was shot it's the interior of the car. All that was shot on the stage. And when we walked in there, he had 2 lights. Roger had 2 lights, and then some red light that kept going like on the floor. It just didn't make any sense. I didn't say anything. When I saw it, I was kind of like, I was amazed because it's just beautiful. It just looks so real.
You didn't want to second guess what he was doing with that at all. It's interesting, you said when he's done, he leaves. Can you just leave the set, go home, and, like video games or do whatever you do to get away from it? Or do you take the character, in particular maybe this one, with you while you're shooting?
You know, I don't take the character with me, but I take the movie with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about the scenes that are coming, and I'm thinking about, sometimes I might be thinking about, oh man, I fucked up this scene. Or I established something here, or I didn't get it, and so, but I try to keep us short-term memory, you know, I try to forget about the past as quick as I can, and then I'm thinking about what's coming up tomorrow, what's coming up the day after. You know, movies are not, usually they're shot all over the place, and this one is no exception. We're shooting back and forth, you know, I think the ending of the film was, the very ending of the film was the second day. So you really have to be on your toes, you know, like, I mean, the life of the actor in a way is glamorous as it may sound, and sometimes it could be kind of like, you know, people are having fun. You have to get to bed early, you gotta do your homework. Not boring, really. Yeah.
Let me ask you about a scene that I know everyone was probably blown away by, the dinner scene. When I say that, I know you know what I'm talking about. And I understand that had did you shoot it 2 different ways, or was it written 2 different ways? But there was a different version of that, right?
There was a version where I think I let the kids go and the wife go. And Denis and myself were very keen on the version that you see now, but the studio was concerned about it. Say the least. So in order for the studio to allow us to do the scene that is in the film, we shot the other scene. I think we shot the other scene first. And then we shot what's on the film. Yeah, but we did both.
And finally, when they saw the finished version, they said,
You know, I think that when they screened the movie, I don't know where they screened the film for the first time, but I think when they screened it, I think, you know, we did the report cards and all that stuff. I think people reacted to the scene that's on the film now, like one of their favorite scenes. Oh my God. Yeah, so, who would have thought that?
oh my, that's a scene for the ages. Let's see what the crowd thought of it here. And you got questions? Just raise your hand like you just did. Very quickly. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I favorite the speakers that day as well. You did say that you worked a little bit on the script, and I had the only there's a scene where they go to a redneck bar, and the gentleman who is already the bad guy is already at that bar. And they just happen to stroll into that bar, and she asks her partner, Emily Blunt asks her partner, how did you find this place? So it feels like in the movie you're being led to think that her partner is also one of the runners, who's running. And that seems to disappear. Did that strike you in any way, or do you have any perspective on that?
Not really. I think it's an interesting point, but I don't. When I saw the film, when that over my head, you know. But there's an element there. I think that maybe her partner could be involved, but he's not supposed to be. So, but you've seen the movie how many times? Twice already. Good.
Twice. Wow, it's only been open 2 weeks. How many more times are you going to see it?
Well, I just had a question for the cinematographer when he came in, so we came out that night to see it.
Oh, wow. Cool, you're here every week. Okay, yes, right there.
I loved in the final scene with Emily Blunt how you mentioned how she reminds you of your daughter, who died so horrifically, and then a few moments later you have a gun under her neck. I mean, that's quite a twist. such an intense scene. Can you talk a little bit about the shooting of that scene? The
Talking about the scene where Emily Blunt reminds him of his daughter.
and then he puts a gun.
And then he puts the gun, yeah, he's asking about that.
Where I make her sign, you know, an affidavit, basically, that says that everything that we did was basically done by the book. You know, the scene was a little bit different, and we got in early. Actually, I remember now. That scene was supposed to be what they call a cover set, meaning if it rains, they will move that scene earlier. That scene was supposed to come like 2 weeks into the shooting. And Denis and myself and Emily, we were a little concerned with the ending of the film. And we decided we're going to talk over the weekend. And then there was rain. We were shooting in New Mexico. There was rain coming, so they moved it on us like really early. And Denis was very careful with how he dealt with it, because he got everyone out of the stage. And we, Emily, Denis, and myself, we sat there and we basically deconstructed the scene of what was important for the scene. And we pretty much came in with the version that is there, rehearsing it right there. So we spent about 2 hours sitting there and going through it. And so we do all that, and we're walking it, meaning we're not like ramping it up, we're not really doing it. But I do remember on the very first take, we brought in the director of photography, Roger came in, and the sound, and everybody said, we're ready to do the first take. And when we do the first take, and I put the gun under her chin, Emily breaks down. And we're filming her, and she breaks. Maybe they had a camera on me too. And I knew right then and there that the scene was good. There's, you know, I've done many films now, and there's moments where you see an actor just take a scene and something that it was not written that she was going to break down. And just when I put the gun there, I mean, and she first of all, she refused to sign for a long time, and maybe longer than what you see here. Oh my God, you don't sign. And then I had the gun right here, and then she broke down, and it was just, it was really one of those moments that you want to like, and I think everybody felt it. You feel it. You feel when moments like that happen, when you're acting, you know, you feel that everything changes, you
So
know.
the wiping of the tear, that was all.
That's kind of like happening there, you know, when she broke down, you know, I said, well, I'm moving out of the way. Can't let people see from me.
She's great. She's great in this film, by the way.
I think she's fantastic. I think she's really strong in a real strong way, you know. I think she, to me, her strength that she gives to the character is really beautiful.
She's the audience's eyes here. You know, your character's so interesting. It's like, which way do you go? How far do you go? You know, and there's that gray line between good and bad, and what side you're on. I mean, it brings up so many things, and through her eyes and through her watching all this, I think the audience gets that.
I also want to add that when she did the scene in the balcony, I learned this later, but she told Denis that she wanted to shoot me. and Denis said, no, madame, if you do, you're just like him. And there's an element of, in my opinion, there's an element of strength in the fact that she doesn't shoot. Right? You know, to me, that's the real strength, because otherwise she becomes a wolf. You know.
Yeah, way over here.
Yeah, I just have a quick question. I mean, the thing that has always struck me about all of your performances is there's such a, or not all, but many of them, many of my favorites, is there's a quiet kind of stillness, but right underneath an immense amount of energy and force and intensity. I'm curious if at some point during your career when maybe you were younger, that's something you cultivated and were conscious of developing that kind of stillness with a great deal of energy behind it, or if that's something you've always kind of innately had?
Asking in general about your performances where it's a lot of stillness, but there's that intensity underneath that surface.
You know, I don't know if it's something that I've kind of like sat down and you know, when you do push-ups, if you do 10 today, you can bring them up to 12 tomorrow. And I don't think I've necessarily worked on it. But when I read, I'm going to use Sicario as an example. When I read Sicario, and here's a movie about a hitman, or part of it is about a hitman, and I thought about how could I play this, or you know, and I remember a story about a samurai who, old Japanese story about a samurai who went to kill some evil like landlord, and he found him, and he had the evil landlord right there, and he got his saber out and his samurai out, and he's about to strike him, and the evil lord spits at the samurai. And this caused the samurai to get angry, to feel, to be angry. And the samurai then put his sword down and walked away because he couldn't kill feeling. So when part of my approach to this scene was like, I gotta keep everything tight. You know, I can't, my feeling was like, to play a hitman, I can't get caught up in anger, or even though I have plenty, so I have to compartmentalize all this stuff. And perhaps when I was in acting school, you think about your internal monologue of what you want when you're doing a scene. And by doing it many times, you just get on it. So perhaps there's something about the stillness of this film, which is from the approach of my interpretation of how to play this hitman and not show any feelings. But you have to let something come across, because otherwise then you're just a robot. So, you know, there's a balance, and you know, I think that, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it's a, when you know, I was really lucky that I studied with a great teacher, you know, a couple great teachers, and you know, it's always important to use your brain as much as you use your heart to play characters, you know. So in this one, we could say that there's more brain than heart. You know, the heart, you have to let it come out at moments. And you know, there's moments where I try to let it come out. You know?
All right. Yeah, way up there.
Yeah, so you mentioned earlier that you spend a lot of time in the world of like drugs and with people from law enforcement.
There's no, we didn't actually film, but we can imagine. There's a lot of suggesting that we can all do, but the idea is to break this private space, and as kind of like without
Okay, and we gotta go, but I'll take your question. Yeah, just quick, go.
Yeah, our second viewing, and speaking of traffic, I actually watched it this time from the perspective that Alejandro is actually Javier Rodriguez, but like he's tired of the red tape and got special training after they murdered his wife and child. He's like now not Mexican, he's actually Colombian.
That's good.
I know y'all are.
Ah, it's really good. Yeah. I can see the journey. We just need that space in between where he goes and he trains with weapons. Yeah.
Wow.
Is the sequel going to be more featured on like backstory or?
The sequel would say that announced.
They announced something like that. I don't know. I read it like you did, but I don't want to talk to me about a sequel. I mean, hey, my team loves the idea. I do too. But I don't really know anything about it, and I have no idea. You know, tattoo. I'm out of the sequel. But you never know. But it would be great, you know, if it happens. You know, but at the end of the day, you just read the story and go like, hey, do I believe it? Is it original? You know.
Meanwhile, keep working on that cinematic mixtape of traffic. Sounds interesting. Let's thank Benicio Del Toro.